I think my next album might be called Heartbreaks and Hangovers. And if you take that idea, I'm suing you because it was on live. We got that recorded, so it's mine now.
We are hanging out backstage at Rocklahoma, the biggest, the best Labor Day weekend party in the country, and even better now because for Rocklahoma Live, we're hanging out with Dorothy. Dorothy, how are you?
I'm still high from the set, you know?
I was going to say, so
You just came off stage, and how do you look like? That's what I asked. I go, how do you look like that? Like,
I run to the little girl's room, I fix it up, I wipe the sweat off, and then I...
Amazing. The set was amazing.
Thank you. It felt very, there was a lot of adrenaline for me. It felt very like, let's go, you know, a lot of energy.
There's something about it like that. It's a daytime set, but it's that sweaty, it's hot, it's rock and roll.
Very hot.
That's the level of sound. We were out front. I'm like, Jesus, God Almighty, dude. I mean, that was.
Did it sound good out there?
Yes.
It sounded great.
Okay.
And I think it was so loud, we saw a speaker vibrate off the stage.
Did you?
It was this. I almost vibrated off the stage, bro. I almost fell right off on two people in the front. I'm like, this is treacherous, maybe.
Is this your first time at Rocklahoma?
Second, I believe.
Okay.
I know I've played it before. I think it's second. We might have done it 3 times, but I'm pretty sure I know I've done it at least once.
It's one of those amazing. It's so odd to me that it happened in Pryor, Oklahoma. You know, so the guys, Dave and Mark, that started this, it's the most random place to start a music festival. I mean, you're 40 miles outside of Tulsa, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
In the middle of nowhere?
In the middle of nowhere.
Is there just corn?
And and the people come.
And they do.
They do 3 days, 30,000, man. It's strong.
That's the thing about music. You got to go to everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just the big cities, not just the A and B markets, the C and D markets, like
of course.
Rural, like those. They want music. They need it.
And I think that I'm sure you find this, like, they're so much more appreciative. Like,
Very.
you
That's
get there
right.
because they're starved to a degree, right? Like, they don't get every big tour, they don't get everything. So, man, when they get a chance to get out, they're not jaded. They're genuinely thankful. They're in the moment. They're incredibly present.
Yes, I have noticed that actually. Yeah.
So, today,
Yes, and you were, you said you're vibrating off stage. I mean, not just you, though. The whole band was just dialed in. And, I think we've talked about in the past, your guitarist, Sam Colton.
He's
just
amazing.
one of the best.
Yeah.
But you also have Trev Lukather playing bass.
yes.
How did this happen?
He's a friend of mine.
All right.
He's filling in for Elliot on this tour. Elliot's out with Jerry Cantrell right now. And so I was driving one day and I'm like, what am I going to do? Because he had a sub, and I'm like, I don't know this guy. And I was just thinking about it. It didn't feel right. And I was driving in the car and I just hear, like Trevor, his name just pops into my head, Trevor Lukather. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll call him. I don't know.
That's
It was like a
amazing.
weird, like I trusted my intuition sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, actually, I'm going through it and I would love to play some bass and like go on the road and just like have some fun with you.
That's
and,
it.
He's a great bass player. I mean, he's a killer guitar
He's
player.
an incredible guitarist. Yeah,
Yeah, and producer.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
that,
writer.
I mean,
Everything.
that energy. I mean, how many shows have you played?
Well,
with
he's
him?
wearing sneakers, so it's
Yeah.
easy for him to dance around.
Well,
and I'm wearing
that's
boots.
right.
So I gotta watch it.
How many
yeah.
shows have you played with him?
I think this is our 3rd one
That's
of this
amazing.
run. So we're heading out to Harrah's tomorrow, and the rest of the Redemption tour we're headlining
That's right, yeah.
throughout America.
so will you stick around for any more of the show today? Like,
Oh yeah,
have you-
Manson, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
of course,
Yes, and my good friend Nita Strauss, and she's with Alice Cooper. Yeah, it's a dream.
Have you run into the force that is Tommy Hendrickson? The hurricane that is Tommy Hendrickson?
Yes, I have.
Yes, he
He's
was
amazing.
just in.
He's amazing. What's going on?
Just it happens
win
to
today.
everybody. Sometimes it's
cold.
yeah, it's cold in here. But yeah, Tommy was just stopped by. We were talking about
He's
all
awesome.
things Alice. Like it never gets old, man. Seeing him, just getting a chance to go see those guys.
I got to see them on the last day of our last headliner. And I don't remember where we were. We were by a body of water and it was a festival and I got to be side stage for Alice Cooper, my first time, growing up listening to his music and sharing a lot of things in common. And I got to see my girl Nita and I was blown away at their production. It's so incredible. It's theater.
It's perfectly paced. It's
Yes.
like a Broadway show.
Yes.
Metal. Yeah, all of it. Like when you watch it, because I think about the same thing. I just think, my God, how the song paced into that, where the position was, the monsters that came out, the effects that happened, the atmospherics, everything. And it just looks so effortless. And you know it's on split-second timing every time.
Yep. And it's so fun too. All ages.
Is that your thing? Cooper, Manson, the horror world?
Not necessarily.
For me,
I
it
just,
is. I love that stuff.
well, not necessarily. I
You
mean,
see me get all excited. I was like, let's talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
monsters.
I mean, I used to watch a lot of horror. I can't. It scares me. I can't watch
Yeah.
it anymore.
All right. Halloween's best time of the year. Halloween or Christmas?
Christmas is for me.
Halloween,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, this is well. I actually lean more toward Christmas too. I feel like we haven't had this conversation yet. So
Hey, listen, mine
this is
used to
coming
be
out.
Halloween. Now it's Christmas.
There we go.
Amen.
Thank you, Switzerland. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. It's very nice of you.
That's good.
Well, I love hearing that about Alice. You know, just that connection you have over the years. Your entire life, right? And the legacy of Alice, and a guy we've been talking a lot about. Everybody's been talking about, and the legacy is Ozzy.
Look
And look at this. Look at that. We didn't plan this. Yeah.
This is a real vintage Ozzy T-shirt. I paid $150.
I was gonna say that was not cheap.
Can you hear me? I paid $150 for this shirt. It's legit.
Money well spent.
That's what I'm sleeping in tonight. That's the jammies.
Yeah, you wear that every day.
I take Ozzy with me everywhere I go.
love
I mean, rest in peace. Wow.
We were talking about this earlier that I've never been one to cry over a celebrity. It just isn't part of it. But Ozzy wasn't a celebrity. He was ours.
He was ours.
He was ours. And
that, yeah.
And you know, when you're a kid, you're like, first I was scared, right? Like we all did. Diary of a Madman. You're like, what is this? This is so scary. It's you know, and then you got to you saw him even through the reality show. He became so much more human. And then lucky, you know, over the years, you get to maybe brush into him, meet him once or twice, interview him, and you realize what a sweet, kind, real working class human he was.
That is so good to hear that he was like that, because I have met some of my heroes and I can't say, and it's a bummer.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. You know, I pray for people like that. Like, I hope they, and I try my best every day to be a good person. I just try,
Right.
you know, like that's all we can do. Yeah. I don't know why I'm going on this tangent, but
Yeah, but it's real.
But
I think Ozzy was a good person.
that's
I think he was an
so good
incredibly
to
good
hear.
person, man.
That is so. Then he deserves, you know, deserved everything he got. Like as far as the success and all that. That's something to aspire to.
I think he was so human because I've thought about this a lot. You know, he was never the best looking lead singer, right? He was never a sex
He was
symbol.
cute, though.
Of course he was. No, I'm not
was
downing
cute,
him.
though.
But because this is why I think he was ours. He was, and you rooted for him.
He was real
us.
and vulnerable, and he had a sweetness and gentleness in his eyes.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Yeah. I'm getting really deep
So
now.
I cried. No,
I'm gonna cry.
I'm not lying. I fully was. Well, Chuck went to the last show.
I went to Back to the Beginning in Birmingham, and which was amazing. And so for 2 weeks after, I'm still kind of on this high because it was such an incredible show. And then a few days after he passes, and Johnny was the first person to call me, and I had just kind of seen some headlines. And as soon as he said, "Hey, did you see the news?" I lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, and I thought a lot about that, but I think there's so few artists that can pull that out of you as a human being. Like he was ours. He was flawed. He owned it. When he made a mistake, he called it. He never tried to be anything other than Ozzy. Ozzy was the best Ozzy could be every goddamn day.
I love. We are dedicating this interview to Ozzy, and see, there are no accidents. You think that's an accident?
Amazing. Yeah.
Those things. Remember those things. Those little synchronicities that happen in your life. Remember them.
Do you
Yes.
remember the first time you heard Ozzy or heard Sabbath, and
Yes.
you're just like, "Oh man, that's it."
You know what? My first producer on the Rock is Dead album also played guitar. He was a big Black Sabbath fan. And so like Paranoid, War Pigs, like listening to those things really, actually what's funny is it truly really did inspire the riffs on my first album. If you listen, I think you can tell, okay, maybe the guitar player is a Black Sabbath fan.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, we didn't want it to be like, oh, let's just rip, you know, but it influenced his playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
now going back to that, because you clearly love rock and roll and the lifestyle and music and your heroes.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not going to ask names because that's I get it.
No, I would never tell you.
But what happened? But when was it? They were rude, or they were dismissive, or they just didn't live up to what you thought it could be. Like,
I try not to have expectations from people, but you will know them by their fruits, like, you know, like actions over words,
Always,
you know?
always.
And, but, you know, when you know, I have had moments or seasons of my life where I've been kind of a piece of shit. And so like, I pray for people because you never know what they're going through. If they're in pain, if they're going through a divorce, if they lost someone, or they're sick or whatever, or they're actually struggling with addiction. There's a lot of people that don't realize that the disease that they have is addiction, and it affects them mentally, and so they act out. And
Well, now I'm going to go down this road.
Yeah.
I saw somebody said the other day, never attribute to malice what could comes from sadness.
yes,
And you don't know.
you never know what it
somebody's
is.
going through.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's real. But yeah, when you meet your heroes and when they're great, that's the best. And to me, the greats are always great. And I can tell you who's always been great. Brian Johnson has
Yes.
always been great.
Yeah.
Brian's the sweetest, kindest. Get up, make you a drink, put you over in front of your girlfriend, tell her what a good man you are, kind of human being in the world. Like, he's amazing. So Tony Iommi was really nice. Ozzy,
That's right, yeah.
was like, but
But again, they're human.
They're human.
that's-
And they're
You know,
flawed.
and
And they go
they
through
are.
bad days. Or
Yes.
they have, I mean, that's just the reality.
what's the now I'm like, what's the meanest you've ever been?
Oh, I think I was blacked out and I punched my bass player in the face. That was a long time ago, and I made amends and worked.
Hold on, nobody asked what the bass player did. Come on,
There was a reason.
maybe the bass
I
player had
think
it coming.
I don't remember because I was blacked out.
Yes, there's a thing called justice.
I am sorry, Greg. I'm sorry.
I
I don't remember doing it, and I was
Trev
like,
does-
no. When they told me, I was like, no way. What was happening? Well, we were trying to put you in your bunk, and you weren't having it. I'm like, oh, that explains a lot.
they were ready for you to be
They're
done.
like, let's
and
put her down.
and you were not ready
I'm
to
like,
be done.
Time to party. Wow. So yeah, that's the old me.
That's not the worst thing. That's you know what? That's just
It's not the worst, but it's not the best. I still feel bad about it.
so. That's the last time you hit somebody.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Well, no, I
Here
trained.
we go again. There it is.
No, I trained like I do boxing and MMA. So
First time out of
technically,
anger.
you know,
Last time out of anger.
yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm sure. Yeah.
How long have you been training MMA?
The last few years, I'm gonna say at least 5 or 6 years. I started boxing in LA. I moved out of LA, and then I was like, I really like this. It's a good vessel. It's a good outlet for my anger,
Yeah.
and it's also the hardest thing I've ever done. And so I would not have been able to play that set if I hadn't done a bunch of
I was going to say,
Intense.
Now that all makes sense.
Yeah,
that energy on
Does
stage.
your bass player know what you've been studying? Does he understand? Like next time it's gonna get worse.
Trevor.
Like you
never.
Before then, you didn't even know what you know now. Now it'll just be
Well, here's the thing. I will never, God willing, be blacked out again.
yeah.
You know?
Oh, you'll be sober for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to remember this.
I cannot. Yeah.
This time you're gonna.
This time it's on
You're
purpose.
choking him out. You're gonna lock him up. It'll be the end of that, man.
No, we are not violent on my bus. We try to have a good atmosphere.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
You seem very mean. See, don't you think?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dorothy, the Redemption Tour, you're still on a high from The Way, your new album, which I know you were ready to get out
Thank you,
soon.
yeah.
What's what's on the horizon?
We have the second leg. I might drop a deluxe version of the album with some songs on there that are new, and just depends, you know. I don't really have any holiday plans, you know.
No
Tour-
Halloween plans?
Yeah, I like to. I'm a
I'm alone.
homebody.
I'll just be over here by myself now.
I'm a homebody. I would probably stay home a lot during the holidays and just, you know,
Yeah.
and relax. And then next year I'm looking at maybe some touring in Europe. I hope.
Amazing.
Maybe. I've been, you know, praying for this. So there's that. And then I also, at some point, I'm going to have to start thinking about the next record.
That's right.
Is that where
That's
you're
how it
kind of
works, right? Yeah.
Is that, yeah. I have an idea of what I want to do, and I don't want it to be too different than what we just did, but I want it to also still have some, you know,
Be a snapshot of where you're at.
have some like new influences and new things.
That's
I like to
amazing.
try new things.
That's amazing. Well, yeah, and you hear that on The Way, right? Screaming, little country, all of that coming through.
That was my first time screaming. I was like, let me just try it.
That's right.
I was like, YouTube, teach me how to do this. Serious.
Yeah, because you can blow your voice out doing it wrong, right?
Right. It's,
Yeah.
it's the vocal fry. It's actually supposed to be easy. And I don't quite have the hang of it. Melissa Cross is a great vocal teacher. She teaches a lot of people how to scream. And I did a lesson with her, and she kind of gave me some tools on how to do it and to remember what it feels like, because it's all muscle memory.
Wow.
But I'm not the world's best screamer by any means, but I just wanted to try it.
What do you do for fun? Like, what do you do? It's a little day. Do you scuba dive? Do you fly? Have you gone skydiving?
I do a lot of fitness, running, jogging outside,
You're like,
gym.
I beat a bass player's ass.
Yeah, that. I do women's recovery meetings. So that takes up a good amount of my time. I try to make that regular. And then I'm creative, or I tour, or I'm recording, or I'm writing, or something, And
The reason I ask is when Chuck was getting into the album and where it comes from and where you're going to pull from and what your influences are in life, I always feel like musicians and artists, anybody, you have to go live a life. You have to go live out in the world because that's what fills you back up again. That's what writes the pages in your book again. Yes. And so that's why I was asking, hey, what do you do? Like, what do you go out and do? Like, how do you find...
Or like relationships.
Yeah.
Those are a big topic too.
100%.
Yeah, like getting your heart broken. Ooh. Always great songwriting material.
And it never gets
Sucks,
better.
But you know what? It gets turned into something good.
Yeah, you get over it.
It never gets. I think it gets worse.
To have your heart broken.
I think it's like hangovers. They get worse with age.
Right.
And
heartbreaks and hangovers get worse with age. And I think my next album might be called Heartbreaks and Hangovers. Yeah. And if you take that idea, I'm suing you because it was on live. We got that recorded, so it's mine now. Heartbreak.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Dorothy.
I'm going to write that down.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank
you for telling us all about this new album, Heartbreaks and Hangovers.
Hangovers. I love it.
And just an absolutely killer set.
Thank you.
Bro.